Greetings everybody, we are here. It is game number 2 between LiquidHuk and Gretorp, and now we actually have the correct replay loaded up here. It's Gretorp, the red Terran in the top, going off against LiquidHuk, the Protoss in the bottom middle. Map is MLG Shattered Temple, very solid map, very well balanced in my opinion. It does have a normal natural expansion, then you scroll down to this fairly wide but still defender advantaged choke. I don't really know how to put that in a better way of saying it, but it is a very solid map. One centrals and not a tower that is going to be very relevant in these spawning positions. So it'll be very nice to see how these guys are going to use this to their advantage. You notice I do have a lot of overlays up here. I'm getting fancy with my technology. So it'll be fun to watch how these guys are going to be playing in this really cool game. It is game number 2. Huck did win the first game with a 3-gate pressure against Gretorp's 1-Rax fastest band with a lot of walking up the ramp. It was on test bug if I remember correctly, which I'm hoping I do. Otherwise I'm going to sound kind of foolish, but that does happen all the time anyway, so no big deal either way. But will Huck do this same early aggression? That is what I'm curious about seeing. And I also want to note that he's not scouting after his pylon. He's really good with his harassment. He's famous for that in the beta. But he's going to go ahead and throw down a normal 13 gateway and then scout after that. Alright, and then back over here, we do have Gretorp putting his barracks up at the front. He did get broken up at the front in the last game, so it could be a good move for him to actually get this barracks to be covered, as instead of the supply depots. The supply depots are very easy to break down. Also know that it is a very strong wall. It's kind of against Zerg, the kind of thing you would do against Zerg, but he's doing it against Huck, because Huck is very aggressive. So, another thing about Huck, though, is also uses really high gateway unit counts, as opposed to going for the robo, trying to get the beefy units out along with a few gateway support units. Instead, he sometimes just goes straight gateway, maybe getting a few immortals, but he's not as big into Colossi as a lot of other players are. So it'll be interesting to see how he's going to play this game, as he is up a game that does give him a little bit of leeway to play in a very standard way, or maybe even just go for a straight up cheese, which it doesn't look like he's going to be doing, as he does have the gateway and Cybernetic core inside his base, but he could always be going for proxy Dark Templar, proxy Stargate. They are possibilities. Huck is also still only on 1 gas. We're gonna see if he actually is he not gonna throw down another gas. He could just be straight up 4-gating. He is saving up his warp gate, and this is starting to look like a 4-gate. Gretorp with this wall off over here, sending down. Actually, we just put away the probe from Huck. Did he actually, did Huck get vision of this? Yes, and he saw the add-on. It is a tech lab getting Gus of Shell, so Gretorp could also be the one doing the early pressure. He's getting the Marauders. Could push out with 2 Marauders and Gus of Shells, try and break Huck's front, as he does have this SCV in here running around, going to get a scout on what Huck is doing. Going to get killed by the Stalker in a second, though. We do see that this assimilator has completed, so it looks like Huck is, at the very least, not doing a 4-gate, like a 1-gas 4-gate. Could still be doing a 2-gas 4-gate, trying to get more sentries in there, which are a very good choice. But there it is, that SCV does go down. Huck has enough for 2 gases, 2 gateways. I mean, there it is, throwing down 2 gateways. Looks like it'll just be 3 gates from him, which is exactly what he did in the last game. It worked, so why not do it again? It also seems that Gretorp is doing a very similar thing. He is getting this almost looks like the exact same build. He's getting the command center, and he's got these 2 barracks going down, one with a reactor, one with a tech lab. This could be a very solid opening. This time he's actually using it to put on aggression. He will be able to take out this Zealot, but Zealot can, okay, good, great, easy and simple control from Gretorp to make sure this takes no hits from that first Zealot. But here we have this proxy pylon from Huck, so he's very capable of putting on the early aggression, just like he did last game. The question is, will Gretorp be able to handle it? And it looks like he's actually getting a bunker up very quickly. The Marauders will add a little bit more beefiness than the straight Marines that he could theoretically. Did he go for that? Let's see. I'm trying to remember. But unfortunately, I did cast that a few days ago, so I'm not quite up to par on that. But here we do have the reactor Marines going down, and actually a Marine being produced out of the Tech Lab barracks as well. He's throwing down a factory now, so he's going to start teching up there. His command center is about to be done and morphed into orbital command, but what is Huck going to be doing? That's the question. He has now finished with his warp gates. He's actually chrono boosting all of them. That's interesting. Is he going to go ahead? Where are yeah, there it is. Zealous being morphed in over here at the proxy pylon. He does have 2 stalkers on the field, and it looks like he's actually going to just expand expand as opposed to do anything else, but you should be able to catch that SCV. There it is. That SCV is going down, so no more scouting information for Gretorp with that SCV. You do see the factory is done. Will he get Starport, it seems? So Starport and Reactor going down right away, so he could be going for Reactor Medivacs immediately without even using this factory for anything, not even doing a scout with it, but very, very fast. Ooh, here we go. There's the aggression from Huk. No sentry, though, so no Guardian Shield, and really, Gretorp should be okay with fending this off. And there is good position on all of his units. Going to have a very large concave, and actually, oh, he's not going to take out the Stalker, but he's got SCVs here to repair, and this Marauder didn't even get taken out. And Gretorp being very efficient and moving into the back, making sure that's not going to be the first one to take hits from any Stalkers down there on the low ground. But will Huk be, yeah, there it is, 3 sentries. He actually probably should have switched off the sentries and the Zealots in terms of when he warped it in, so the sentries could actually be able to get some more energy and possibly Guardian Shield as well as Force Field. With 2 bunkers out and a very beefy barracks up here with this wall off, Gretorp should actually be able to defend this. When is Huk going to move in? Because every time he waits, he's going to have more DPS to have to break through, as Gretorp can continue producing units that he's not producing, plus Medivacs about to be on the field. I don't think he has Stim quite yet. I've never seen that being researched. Looks like he's using his tech just for these guys over here. He does not have Combat Shield on the way or anything, but look back here. Huk actually has a Robo completing right now. He's actually not pressing the front. He knows he can't break this, so he's just going to go ahead and contain Gretorp. Look at this. Gretorp does have this command center that has completed. Actually, he's using it to mine this refinery, interestingly enough. But here we go. Medivacs are out, and this Marauder that was so close to being killed is not going to be fully healed once again. And Huk is just continuing to contain. Gretorp really can push out with units down the ramp, but he doesn't have Medivac. He could do a drop. That's not what I was thinking. Actually, you could just drop units down here and then just run all the way around the front. But this could be very, very effective if Huk is not ready for it, as Huk's army is over here almost entirely. Back in his base, we don't really see any units. There are no units at all back here except for this observer that is not rallied at all to see this drop that is incoming. Okay, so Huk is continuing to send out this observer. Will he get another one? Yes, he is getting another observer. Very, very good scouting, safe move. He's got to feel content that there's been no push out from Gretorp up to the front, but he's got to realize that something else. Oh, good use of the vision over here. But now this Marauder, what is this Marauder doing? Oh, he just popped out on the wrong side. So that Marauder's going to go down, and I am casting. And so now I gotta go busy, as I did not think of that before, but there we go. And now, with that aside, we have the drop down here from Gretorp, and go ahead and take out this Nexus very, very easily. No stim, so we can't even take this out very quickly, but we do have all these guys being called in, and he's actually going to start targeting down some units. It's not focus fire, but he's still attacking the front. This barracks is taking a lot of damage, but there are some SCVs down here ready to repair this. Huk is setting down his Zealots and Sentries to start taking this out, and he's doing such a good job in just doing damage in terms of repairing. Gretorp, though, is really looking good. This Nexus is there. This Nexus goes down, and is Gretorp going to continue taking out units? It looks like he's just going to go ahead and flee, but he's got to be careful of the Stalkers. And oh, Huk, good force is going to take out those units for free, not doing really much damage there. So actually, at the end of this, Gretorp does come out on top, did do a lot of damage, plus killing this Nexus is a great move, as Gretorp is now going to have his second orbital command at that base, and he is looking solid. Infrastructure is up. He's got a lot of Medivacs on the field, going to be able to heal as many of his units as he possibly can, and Huk is just going to try and take out this Medivacs, and he actually, oh, he looks like he wasn't looking, as he could have seen those Medivacs, but no, now there's going to be safe back here behind the destructive rocks. Huk's Nexus is now almost halfway complete, but Gretorp's, he's got his command center down there. He's going to start mining, calling down mules, transferring SCVs. Is he transferring SCVs? There is the transfer. He does have a lot of SCVs on the field, so that is looking good for him. We do see that he is ahead by 15. That is really not good for Huk. This is going to really hurt his economy, and ooh, Gretorp's now starting to break down these rocks. Did he break down these already? No. That's going to be interesting, but we got all these Stalkers down there. Looks like Huk's Observer, one of them is running around down there. But see this, Robotics Bay is going down. Huk will be able to get Colossi coming out fairly soon. Still very late Colossi, considering he's got such a huge gateway force. He did want to use this for that early expansion, but that got shut down. And the Gretorp's preparing to expand once again, not breaking down these rocks quite yet, being aggressive with Medivacs from the back as well as the front. These two are full, but with Gretorp donating a lot of his units. Stim has completed too. Stim, oh, he's going to run in. Going to start taking out a few probes, it would seem, or just run away. I guess he's feeling like he has already forced Huk's army to go back in the front while he drops down the back. Going to be able to take out this. Oh, it's powering those 2 warp gates. That is bad. There is Stim going down, and Gretorp's got to start kiting his units, try and defend these guys. And oh, he's actually going to continue just pressing up the front. He has a lot of DPS with these Marines and Marauders, but these Stalkers from Huk are bunched up, and now they're starting to get targeted. But Gretorp is running away with his medevacs, but not his units. He's got to pick up his units and try and escape. And there it is. They're running down, and whoa, my God, look at that. Just 2 Marines going down from Gretorp, doing a ton of damage, delaying all the warp-ins from these 2 warp gates, and he's really controlling Huk. Huk does have 1 Colossi out. He's got 1 Colossus out. Colossus is plural. We do have the Xanther Lance on the way, and Huk is really on the back foot. Gretorp does have 120 food. He's about to have his 3rd base completed, throwing down more barracks in a second, and looks like we might be seeing some commanding. This actually is a commanding lead from Gretorp, and if he can end up taking this, if he can continue to contain Huk while he gets up his 3rd base, gets up his upgrades, and really looks solid in that respect, he could take Huk fairly easily. He's just controlling this game so well. He's got +1 weapons upgrade and no other infantry upgrades going down, but he does have an armory, so he could be transitioning to some mech, but instead just floating a factory, just doing nothing with it. Could theoretically be seeing Huk's base, but he's got a good field of vision considering that he did use that drop. You can see he's seen almost everything, just not the Robo, but does he have vision of the Colossi? That would be a huge factor. Well, he does have the capacity to build reactored Vikings, still producing just medevacs though, and oh, he's got the gold for his 3rd. He's feeling really good. Instead of having to take out these back rocks and then taking a defendable 3rd, this is really looking good for him. He's continuing to send out some more SCVs. We can see the unit station, 59 SCVs to 47 probes. Income is just so far in favor of Gretorp, especially with this gold there. It is just skyrocketing. Looking great for him. Huk is now trying to get up his own 3rd, but this just might be too much of an economic deficit for him to overcome. Look at the income. It is so in favor of Gretorp. 50 food lead, and oh, it just went up to 60. That is just really bad for Huk, though. He's beginning to warp in more units. Heavy on the Stalkers. 3 Colossi are out. He does have Xanther Lance, but he really needs to get out his upgrades. He does have a Forge on the way somewhere on the field. Not quite sure where, but he's got to be in a bad position. I'm curious what he's going to do, try and get back in this, but look at this. If he stops this, oh, he's going to just stop this so easily. 3 units for Huk, but he's not targeting the medevacs. You need to target the medevacs as he was dropping down, but Gretorp is just taking out a lot of Huk Stalkers with a small little force. That was very inefficient for Huk in his defense. He could have taken out all those units for free if he had just simply targeted the medevacs. But here we are. Gretorp's medevac count is very high. Going to be able to heal up all of his infantry units without too much trouble. But the fact that he has now fully mined with Mule Gold, 61 SCVs, 56 probes. Huk does now has completed this expansion, but he's just so far behind. He's working on upgrades now. He's getting +1, but he's got to get more. He's getting a 2nd Forge up. Needs his double upgrades very much. Gretorp now has his +1. Combat Shield is on the way too, so it will help him a lot against the Colossi Splash. And now he's going to start targeting down his rocks. If he can take out this 3rd, that'll be huge. But Huk does have these sentries out. He can force field this off without too much trouble, but it looks like Gretorp's going to be able to walk in before Huk is going to be ready for this. He does have his Colossi, and seeing the Colossi, yep, Gretorp is going to go ahead and just retreat without taking any losses. Very smart move, as those Colossi Splash could do a ton of damage for him. Combat Shield has now finished, but Gretorp's actually getting the air upgrades. The ship weapons level 1. This could be an indicator of transition to battle cruisers if he's going to get up them eventually. But he does have a Ghost Academy out, can easily get out nukes and some cloaked ghosts, which would be incredibly good harassment if he decides to snipe some probes or just cloak and attack. Huk does have observers on the field, but if he gets hit by a few really good EMPs as well, these sentries could be decreasing their effectiveness to a very large degree. And we have the assimilators done. Is Huk... Ooh, look at that. He's getting gravitic boosters. I think that is for the observers, if I remember correctly. Yeah, movement speed of observers. That is a great little touch. That's going to allow him to do a ton in terms of just scouting as much as he can, as fast as he can. Especially against cloaked units. If he doesn't have an observer close by, it will be able to get there faster, which is going to be an incredibly important thing when it comes to things like ghosts with cloak calling down nukes. It could be pivotal in terms of stopping that. +1 armor is about to be done. Twilight Council's being made as well. But look at this. Oh no, these Vikings are taking out Colossi. A lot of damage being done to this. I don't think any were actually taken out. But now these are some great force fields. Huk is really maximizing his units. Colossi are going. The one has gone down. And is there going to be any more? No, but they are damaged. Colossi do not have a ton of shields compared to the health. 150 shields, 200 health. So if you take down that health, a few volleys from Marauders and Vikings, and they will go down. Great observer placement seeing this entire army. Gretorp is reinforcing with more Vikings, which would be great for handling Huk's army. And Huk has done a lot of damage. Gretorp being a little bit overzealous with those attacks, attacking into bad positions, and Huk taking advantage of it. We do see Huk also getting the +2/+2 right now. He's prone boosting out the +2 armor, really going to increase the effectiveness of staying alive against the Marine DPS and everything. He's also researching charge, it seems. Very smart move. The Zealots will be able to be so much more effective with this, but Huk does not have a large count of Zealots. In all honesty, he might have been better off getting Blink because of the amount of Stalkers that he has to maximize their effectiveness, blink them up, take out Vikings, keep his Colossi alive. That is what he needs to do. But Gretorp now has some Ghosts in his mix. Very, very smart move. He does have a few there that are going to be able to EMP, and don't believe he has Cloak, but this is still going to be a great move. And no, he actually takes out the Observer from Huk. He's going to move in. He's going to be able to get in position in time. No, he's not. Enough of Huk units are going to be there in place to actually defend this. And Huk doing a great job of separating his army. You'll notice that once he has charge and everything, then he can sort of do a flanking maneuver with the Zealots along with the Stalkers. But here we go. Look at that. Two Ghosts are going to move in, attack the front, Stim going down, and this Colossus will go down really easily. And oh my god, look at this. Huk is being funneled to a bad position. This is a beautiful attack path from Gretorp. He's down here waiting for his Huk units to go around there, and look at the, oh my god, there's so many Vikings just taking out the Colossi, moving up the ramp. That could have been a horrible move, but it's actually going to benefit him. It's going to allow all Huk's army movements to really be funneled in there, and Gretorp's taking full advantage of this, ripping through everything. The food count just going in his favor so badly. Oh god, Huk is just being decimated. Vikings are landing. So Huk, all he has is Stalkers, and Gretorp is continuing to push in and take out as much as he possibly can. He is just wrecking through everything that Huk has, and Huk, all he has are these Stalkers. You can see Gretorp's food is still close to max. He has all these bases on the top left, and Huk was just being controlled his entire game, and he is just continuing to get demolished. Oh, this is so sad to see. +3 weapons on the way from Gretorp. He has 2-1, and look at this. Huk is pulling down his probes, just getting slaughtered completely. Oh, this is so bad to see. He is just getting manhandled without any reinforcements from Gretorp. You can see he's got units down here. Looks like he's going to just, even stim these guys to get them to the attack faster. Looks like he's actually targeting them down here to the bottom right base, but Huk calls GG as he just got destroyed. Gretorp handled this perfectly. Very, very well played by him. And we're going to move on to game number 3 in a second. That was cool.